Hi. So, this is a bit of an impromptu video, as you can see by the angle of this video. I'm sort of just filming it on the couch. But I thought I would make a video today about how shopping malls in Japan are not dead. Now, in the past 10 or 15 years, if you're an American, you've probably been hearing about like how physical brick and mortar shopping malls have slowly been dying out because online shopping, especially Amazon and giant corporations and stuff have been like basically replacing them. Sorry if you can hear construction in the background. I can't help it. But anyway, and that has been sort of a big problem, especially if you're an American and you like going to shopping malls, to actually physically touch the clothes you're buying or touch the products you're buying and maybe hang out with your friends. And it's not like I'm anti online shopping. I online shop all the time. It's more convenient, but I also do try to go to stores and physically see what I want to buy. And the difference is from the US is that in Japan, the shopping mall culture, if you can call it that, is very alive. Like, shopping malls are not dying out. And I'm not exactly sure why this is, but I want to explain a little bit about how shopping malls in Japan kind of differ from American ones. And also, of course, I'm sorry, the two countries I've lived in long term are America and Japan, so I can't really comment on other countries. So, yeah. So, let's see, especially in urban areas, I feel like there's just so many shopping malls. Shopping malls are connected to train stations a lot of the time. There's a, underground passageway where you can leave the gate of a train station and then just go straight into a shopping mall without ever going outside. And because Japan doesn't have much space to build buildings on, a lot of the time shopping malls are not massive sprawling structures. Usually they are built up, not out, right? So it's very common to see a shopping mall in Japan, especially in the big city, where it's not that much of a footprint in terms of how wide the building is, but it's 8 stories high, you know? And yeah. And I think maybe a reason why Japan's shopping malls are still thriving is because they're often built around train stations and places where people are going anyway. And because Japan has a big commuter culture on trains, especially, people are walking by these malls all the time just because they're in the train stations, right? Or they're near the train station. They're like, oh, I might as well look for a new top or, you know, look for whatever I need because it's right there. And so I think this is a good marketing strategy because you're passing by it every day, right? And so because I think a lot of Americans commute by car, but a lot of Japanese people, especially in big cities, commute by train, this makes it very convenient for for shopping malls to be placed right in train stations, and so everyone sees what they're selling basically. And another reason is depending on the brand or the company that owns the shopping mall, a lot of the clothes that you see being sold there are just very cute. It really depends on the mall because there are cheaper malls that have more basic clothing, just for buying a new shirt because you need a new shirt, not because you want to be super stylish. But then there's shopping malls say Shibuya 109, which is kind of the epitome of fashionable cute clothes in a in a shopping mall in Japan, and it's directly connected to various subway lines. So there you go. And I also think that a lot of shopping malls usually have usually it's either the very top or the very bottom floor is the food court. And it's not just a food court that has regular stuff like McDonald's or Panda Express or whatever. I kind of like Panda Express, but whatever. A lot of the time they have very slightly not high end, but slightly more mid tier food, legitimately well made meals, often Korean food or teishoku, which are kind of set meals, but you get a main dish, rice, miso soup, sometimes a side, a drink. It's often slightly it's better prepared food than just fast food that you often find in an American shopping mall. So I think this is another draw for the mall where people can like make a day of like going to the 8-story shopping mall and like eating a teishoku set, with their friends and then shopping, for hours and hours. Like it's something you can make a day of. Um and what was I going to say? And because of, I think Japan, especially with its like mid to high end shopping malls, does a really good job of like making going to the mall feel more fashionable, feel classier almost than you do in America. Like in America, going to the mall is just something anyone can do. It's not particularly like swanky, right? And it's not to say that I think every mall should be swanky or should be inaccessible to like everyone, but I think the way that shopping malls are marketed in Japan also keeps them relevant. So like people associate going to the mall and like buying some nice, generally well-made clothes and like eating a nice meal for like, I don't know, 2000, around 2000 yen. I'd say 1500 to 3000 would be the range. So like not dirt cheap, not super expensive, but like a nice well-made meal, right? So because of that, because I think shopping malls in Japan are marketed more towards like people who want to feel classy, I guess you could say, while they're shopping. I think that's part of why they're not quote unquote dying as well, because people feel incentivized to go out and shop there because there's a lot of unique pieces that are like well made that they can try on and like they feel, like a cosmopolitan city girl or guy or whatever. And I think like even in more rural areas of Japan, like shopping malls are still more popular. Like I haven't heard that much about them dying out in rural areas either. Now I don't follow the everything happening in Japan all the time, like when it comes to news, especially when it comes to shopping malls. So I wouldn't exactly know. Maybe they are dying out, but from what I've seen, like a lot of people go to the mall in like rural areas. They go on the weekends and again they make a day of it. Maybe they drive instead of take the train, but they take all their kids and they go and have a nice meal and they shop for clothes. And another thing I think is that in Japanese shopping malls, usually it's not just clothing being sold. Like a lot of the times there's stores like like Daiso or Seria, which are like 100 yen stores, which have a lot of different useful products. Like a lot of the time, there's a lot of stores that you can do your regular shopping at as well as just shopping for clothes. And often, shopping malls are also connected to full grocery stores. Like sometimes there's a full grocery store in the bottom of a shopping mall, which also incentivizes you to go to the mall. So I think there's a lot of like smart marketing decisions that make it so that shopping malls in Japan stay relevant. And this isn't to say that like online shopping isn't popular in Japan, like it definitely is. Like I mean, I online shop, and a lot of people do, and I think it's kind of like a combination of online shopping and going to the mall, and because I feel like going to the mall is just in general more convenient here, I often do it. So, yeah. I think that's all I have to say. Like, well, okay, I guess I could give my opinion on it. Why not? Let's see if I can get this to 10 minutes. Um, yeah. I mean, I think in general, shopping malls are good. Like, it's good to, go to a store and physically see what you want to buy. Like, it cuts down a lot on like waste, like on not buying something that you don't actually like, because you've actually tried it on. And it also is a good way to go out and like see your friends, and like have something to do to go out and do and like buy clothes and go to the restaurants and walk around or whatever. And it's also a good way to, I guess, get exercise if you're walking around the shopping mall. So I really have no problem with it. I think it's good to have a balance of the convenience of online shopping and then like the ability to actually physically see your clothes or whatever you're buying at the shopping mall. And yeah, so I am pretty happy that shopping malls in Japan are not dead. I hope they continue to stay alive. I think they will. I don't know. So that's it from me for now, and I'll see you later. Bye.